Hi, this is Ishio and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. We started the Lorem Ipsum mod and we kind of hung out with Lorim and Ibsen. We're kind of stuck in the dragon world now, we can't go back anymore. So we're trying to settle in and kind of like, make some friends and that. So yeah, it's another new day. I woke up to sunlight on my face, but refused to get up as I had a rough idea of what awaited me later. Oh yeah, Emma wants to talk to us. Uh-oh, not good. Why do beds feel so extra comfortable only when you need to get up and do stuff? The sooner I get this over with, the sooner I don't have to think about it. I reluctantly dragged myself out of bed, and while still half asleep, I got ready to meet with Emma. Ah man. We're gonna get stripped of our ambassador status. I can feel it. I found myself outside the building where Emma worked. It was a bright and sunny day. Too bad I wouldn't get to enjoy it. I walked inside with some directions from the receptionist and made my way to her office. I knocked on the door. Come in. Ah, good day, Ishio. Morning, Emma. You said in your letter that you had something to discuss with me? I see you're getting straight to business. There was an in-depth investigation done over yesterday and the night before on the underground building because of the situation with Reza. Due to water pockets surrounding the building, only just beyond the entrance could be examined carefully. The portal was examined as well, and it was found that it is no longer functioning. You mean it's broken? Not in the way you think. The portal itself is properly functioning, but the coordinates to the human world are missing. I obviously knew this already, but explaining how would definitely be difficult. Playing dumb, however, wasn't. Really, how did that happen? That is what we're unsure of, and judging from that reaction, I'm assuming you are too. Which brings us to the point of this meeting. Because we cannot contact humanity, we're forced to revoke your ambassador status. I see. But to repay you for your service, we will allow you to apply for citizenship and let you keep your apartment and have certain utilities subsidised. Thanks, that will definitely be satisfactory. I'm glad it's to your liking, but you will have to fill in some paperwork before you leave. I expected that, but before I start, there's something crucially important I must warn you about. What's that? Have you heard at all about a comet lately? I'm aware of it. Its path is projected to pass by the planet safely, if that's what you're worried about. Actually, it won't. According to my PDA, the comet will directly hit the planet, causing a global extinction event if nothing's done about it. Thankfully, because the generator tried to take wasn't damaged, it should supply enough power to safely divert it. I'll have someone look into this matter. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Regardless, I don't want to keep you any longer, but as I said, there are papers that must be filled. No. If the world's going to get destroyed, that should be a higher priority. Don't just write it off like that. Okay. She walked over to a cabinet and pulled out a huge stack of papers. I thought she said some, but that looks like an encyclopedia. These are the essentials: citizenship, health forms, property ownership. Okay. Let's fill out some forms. Oh man. The next few hours were a blur. The only things I can recall were wrist pain, probably from the sheer amount of writing, and a huge amount of trouble with health forms and citizenship, which clearly weren't meant for non-dragons. Somehow, I managed to get it all done, but just as I was leaving, I saw Bryce and Maverick, and they both walked over to me. Howdy, howdy. Hey. Hey, Bryce and Maverick. Hey. Well, what are you waiting for? Alright, get off my back. Ushio, I wanted to apologise. In the underground building, I saw your true intentions. I was wrong for assuming you were working with Reza. I misjudged you, and I'm sorry. I hope we can put this behind us. You're out of line, dude. Wow, accept apology, yes. Honestly, I don't blame you for acting the way you did. From your point of view, I can see why you're suspicious of me. I'm glad that we can move on from this. See, Maverick? It wasn't that hard. Shut it, Bryce. He's quite the charming fellow, isn't he, Ushio? I gotta go, I'm still on the clock, so see you around. Alright, laters, guys. Well, that was unexpected. But it's nice that we can drop in on these characters just briefly. I proceeded to slowly make my way home, completely out of energy. I just collapsed onto the bed, not even attempting to get undressed or find a comfortable sleeping position. Tired, man. It's another day. I'll wake up, just like any other day, but still adjusting to not have any pressure or worry about Reza. I pondered what I could do for the day, and then I remembered Ipsum asking to do some tests on me. Well, don't really have any other plans, so I guess I could. Alright, let's give him a call. Hello? Hey, Lorem? Ibsen there? Hey, Ushio, I can get him for you now. Hey, what's up? I know it's a bit short notice, but I can come in for those tests that you wanted to do. Actually, it's perfect timing. I didn't start work for a while, so we can do it in roughly an hour? Sounds good to me. I'll meet you outside and bring you to the testing room. See you soon. I guess I'll just have to wait for a bit now. Also, I should finally give Ipsum his Ipsum sphere back. Don't forget it. Yeah, we haven't really hung out with Ibsen that many times, so this will be fun. I got to the production facility, but Ibsen wasn't there. Guess I'm the first one here. I didn't have to wait long though. Hey, how long are you waiting for? Only a few minutes. Well, I'll show you to the testing room then. I don't know what tests he wants to do. We're actually pretty lucky to have gotten this room. Usually it has to be reserved days in advance. I see. Also, before I forget, I brought your Ipsum sphere with me. Great, you can leave it there, and I'll bring it home after my shift. Alright. So, could you tell me more about these tests? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything too invasive, just taking a few samples and scans. I won't do anything if you're not comfortable with it though. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Coming here wasn't the only reason to do these tests though. Okay, what's the other reason? I wanted to talk to you in private about Lorim, and given the nature of this room, privacy is pretty important. Okay, what do you want to talk about? I wanted to say how much I appreciate you spending time with Lorim. Like I said before, they don't have many friends, so getting to spend time with someone other than me, especially a human, has been really good for them. They seem so much more cheerful and optimistic lately, which I think is your doing. After everything else they've been through, they really need the support. I'm assuming they told you about their, condition already? Yeah, they did. How did you react? I told them I didn't mind at all and hugged them. I'm really grateful about that. Other people haven't been as understanding. Anyway, I'm sorry about rambling. Now, one thing before we start doing this. Ibsen walked over to the curtains in the room and pulled them fully out. I'm assuming because of the clothes you're wearing, humans don't like being exposed. Yeah, that's true. If you don't mind me asking, why? Well, one reason is because human skin isn't as good as an insulator as fur or scales, so in the past clothes were a solution. Also, as our society was developed, it became a social norm and law to wear clothes. For humans, wearing little or no clothes in front of someone is either seen as inappropriate or shameless, or as a sign of affection and an implication of something more intimate. Oh, I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable or offended you when I said I was curious with what was under your clothes earlier then. It's fine, you didn't know. Okay, could you wait behind here while I prepare this machine? I stood behind the curtain while Ibsen walked over to a machine and started interacting with it. I was about to ask something when I heard loud, angry footsteps approaching the room. This is Anna. I know it's Anna. Oh god. Ah! Ipsum! Oh, hey Anna! What a pleasant surprise it is for you to visit. Don't you dare test me right now. I just saw you book this room to test on Ushio when I specifically told you I was the only one allowed to do it. I stepped out from behind the curtains. You know I'm right here, yeah? No, I didn't. You already did your tests on me? We agreed you could do tests on me, but not only you could do tests on me? This is something completely separate from what you wanted to do, so why are you mad? It's not about the tests, it's about him going against what I specifically told him. It doesn't matter anyway, now that I've gotten hold of one of your PDAs. If it doesn't matter anyway, then why did you come storming in here and have a temper tantrum? Shut your mouth, Ipsum. That's not very nice. What did you want from the PDAs anyway? I just needed medical data. That's vague. And, do you want an entire list of things I've looked at? I'm going, but Ipsum, I'm warning you, you're on thin ice. Oh man. Well, that was interesting. So much for this room having privacy. It was pretty impressive that you actually managed to talk back to her. When most people try, they just get shut down completely. Alright, this should be ready now. That's for looking at muscle groups, bones and organs, right? Yep, I'm assuming Anna used this on you then? Yeah. Hopefully, this being used on me twice doesn't give me a dragon's dose of radiation. Just lie down here. You can still talk, but try not to move too much. It should only take a minute or two. Okay. So, what else are you gonna do? Honestly, I'm just doing stuff as I go. Doing this whole thing was really short notice on both our ends. So, we won't be doing a huge number of things. Like what? Maybe I'll take some blood, a hair, a nail sample, and unrelated, but I'm really intrigued by the fact that you don't have a tail. I can understand the interest in blood, but why the hair and nails? Well, obviously I have hair too, but it's actually pretty uncommon for dragons. I want to know how similar or different it is. Well, most humans have hair on their head, but some people have hair on more parts of their body, but that depends on gender and genetics. Stuff like that is a lot more interesting to me than you'd think. For dragons, gender has no influence on hair. Interesting. Also, about nails, all dragons have claws. Most other mammals and reptiles here too. So why you still have nails from an evolutionary perspective bewilders me. Well, claws are better for things like slashing and puncturing, but nails are better for grabbing and climbing, which were more beneficial to humans in the past. Speaking of past humans, we used to have tails, but we lost them to evolution and got our upright stance. All we have left is a bone called the coccyx. I see. Yeah, you'll find it, it's down there. Alright, this machine's done. You can get up now. Wait, but when Anna used it, it took some time to process the data. Why didn't it now? It already has. It finished scanning while we were talking. You look so comfortable, so I let you stay lying down. Oh, okay. Okay, for this next part, you'll need to take off some of your clothes, more specifically the part covering your chest and abdomen. Again, only if you're okay with it. I don't really mind. Also, this is called a shirt. Got it. I stood behind the curtain Ibsen provided and took off my shirt, putting it aside for the time being. So what's this for? Remember I mentioned the other machine was more of a general overview? Well, this one can give a more detailed look at some of your organs. How does it do that? The simplest way to explain it is it's like a very specific and detailed ultrasound. Okay, we'll go with that. Ibsen proceeded to point the machine in my abdomen and lower chest, taking a decent number of scans. Afterwards, he moved the machine away while I got redressed. I don't want to keep you here too long, so I'll just take some samples and look at them in more detail later. Ibsen rummaged through a drawer and pulled out a few things. Some scissors, something that looked near identical to some nail clippers, and the same tube and needle Anna had used before, or hopefully a different one that just looked the same. Can I have your hand? I gave Ibsen my hand, a bit apprehensive, but I knew at least what to expect this time. The needle stuck into my hand. The pain wasn't as bad as the first time, but it still did hurt. Afterward, some blood dropped into the vial, and Ibsen set it aside, taking another 2 smaller vials from a cupboard. I don't know your biology well enough yet, so you can take the other 2 samples. I took the scissors and cut off the small cluster of hairs and put it into one of the vials, followed by a piece of nail in the other. I gave Ibsen the 2 vials, which he then took the 3 of and put in the back of the cupboard. They should be safe there until I get them later. Now that that's all over with, we can have some fun. What do you mean? You didn't think these tests were going to be the only thing we do, did you? I kinda did, but I'm assuming you had something else planned. Of course, just doing those tests would have been really boring, so we're going to do some good old-fashioned mischief too. What have you got in mind? Actually, I thought you could come up with something. The game you told us earlier was pretty fun, so maybe whatever you come up with will be good too. Okay, let me think. Ipsum's idea? Pull the fire alarm, use the Ipsum spear, or scare someone. Oh wow, ideas and options. I kinda want to pull the fire alarm, but you don't do that in a hospital. That's a really reckless thing to do. Well, we want to make someone jump. We could prank Anna. That'd be fun. It's pretty simple. We could just scare someone. Oh, a classic. It's pretty simple, but who said it needed to be complex? Now, we just need to find a victim. Ipsum stepped into the hall and looked around, and then suddenly came back into the room. There's someone down the hall. I'll call them over and you can jump out and scare them. It's convenient. Who is it though? Hey, excuse me, could you come over here for a second? I waited for Ipsum to give you some kind of signal to jump out. The door was open enough for me to jump out and see Ipsum, but not enough for me to see the other person to see each other. Ipsum signalled me and I leaped through the door. Oh god. But I stopped dead in my tracks when I saw Maverick. Oh god. For you of all people, to be able to scare someone like me, that's amazing. I see, you really have put all that behind us. Shouldn't you be on sick leave? You know well how understaffed we are. After persisting about it for long enough, I was allowed to do less exerting things. Like what? Naomi is the only other flyer available, so I'm collecting and dropping off reports and other things like she would. With an injured leg. It's either this or field work, and this is better than wasting my time doing nothing. Fair point. I got to get going. Alright. Oh wow, of all the people to be jumping out on, it's refreshing to find someone who can actually take a joke instead of getting unreasonably angry. It's pretty funny when it happens though. Oh damn, well, it definitely could have gone worse. Yeah, he could have like, killed us. I at least thought it was a bit funny. That was... wow. Wait, what time is it? Oh, my shift is starting soon, so it looks like this is the end of our get-together. I guess it is. I had a really great time though. Maybe we should hang out again at some point. Sure, hopefully Lorem doesn't get jealous. I don't think they will. If anything, they'll be grateful their favourite dragon and favourite human are getting along. Also, it reminds me, Lorem told me that they wanted to hang out with you again soon. Maybe they are jealous. Nah, let's hope not. Anyway, I'll see you later. Thanks again for doing this. See ya. That was fun. That was fun. So what is next? It's another day. I woke up normally, like every other day. Another morning where I have no idea what to do. Ipsum said Lorem wanted to hang out again soon, so we can do that, assuming they're not working. Okay, we'll get on that phone. Maybe I should find a job if I need to, like, you know, support myself. Hey Lorem, how's it going? Oh, did you forget something the last time you called? No. Ibsen told me he wanted to hang out soon, so I just wanted to let you know I'm free today. Great, so am I. Is it alright if I come over later then? Sure, that's fine. I'll see you soon then. Cool, we get to hang out with Lorem again. It is their mod, so it's about right that we do that. Where are you? Hey, how you doing, Lorem? Hey, can I come in? Of course. So, is there any reason specifically you wanted to meet up again so soon? Do I need a reason to hang out with you? Guess not. By the way, Ibsen told me you two hung out yesterday. How did that go? It was actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. That's good to hear. I'm glad that you two are able to get along well. So, what did you get up to? Well, Ibsen wanted to run a few tests on me and get some samples to study, so we met at the production facility before his shift. That explains why he didn't leave his room at all yesterday and today, and why he started getting ready to leave pretty soon after you called him. But he didn't have to agree to doing that, you know that, right? But I wanted to, it's not like he forced me, and it's not the only thing we did anyway. Oh, did he involve you in one of his pranks? Yeah. He's infamous for doing stuff like that, yet he never gets caught. It's honestly pretty impressive. Anyway, there's something I wanted to do though. I wanted you to experience what actually good quality pizza's like, and not that cheap hand-toasted stuff. Okay, but I gave Ipsum his Ipsum sphere yesterday too, so how are you going to order it? Ibsen also told me that, so I brought one of their menus with me. Lorim unfolded one of their wings, and took the menu out, putting it onto the coffee table for both of us to see. I think I'll have salad again. What topping do you want? Are we splitting this pizza too? Like I said, this is better quality, which means it's more expensive, and the smallest size is still too big for me, so yes, we're splitting it again. Just from looking at the menu and its vast amount of toppings, I could tell this wasn't cheaply made like Pantoli's. Not knowing more than half the things on the menu, I decided to play it safe and order something that I at least recognised. Got pepperoni, chicken, salad, definitely not pineapple. Pepperoni, we'll go with the classic. Yeah, can't go wrong with it. I'm tempted to get that now too. Will you? I'll stick with salad, and maybe steal one of your slices. Or you could just ask. But that's not nearly as fun. Afterward, Lorem ordered the pizza, and we just had to kill time before it arrived. You said the pizza was expensive. How expensive we talking? All I'll say is, I'm happy I worked overtime for the last 2 days to make up for the one I missed. You didn't have to spend that much for me. With how much you've done for me, it's the least I could do. There was a moment of silence between us, and then I noticed Lorem glancing around the room as if they were searching for something. Looking for something? Yeah. Do you not have a TV in your apartment? No, it's been like this since the day I've arrived here, which included no TV. Seems a bit odd. Pretty much every apartment here has a TV. Why not yours? Maybe to avoid culture shock, but they still gave me books, so I don't really know. I don't think we'll know for certain. The reason I was looking was because the pizza might take a while to get here. You gave Ipsum back his Ipsum sphere, so there isn't much to do except read, huh? While you switch those words round. Forget you heard that. You're so cute. Really? Anyway, there has to be something for us to do while we wait. Actually, there's something I wanted to ask you. What's that? You're making your own game, so I'm assuming that you know a lot about video games? Just a lot. I've been playing video games for most of my life. Ask away. I actually wanted to know what video games are like for dragons in general, and how similar they are to human ones. Oh, where do I begin? Lorim proceeded to tell me in depth about dragon video games, some descriptions and names sounding so familiar, I could have been fooled that they were cheap knockoffs of previously existing human games. We got so in depth we lost track of time, and before we knew it, the doorbell rang. Pizza time. Lorim got up to answer it, and then returned with pizza. Hey. They got here pretty quick. Or we just probably got distracted. Either way, it's here now. Lorim brought the pizza to the coffee table, and as expected, it was half salad and half pepperoni. Me and Lorim bit into our pizza at the same time, and it was amazing. The juiciness of the pepperoni mixed with the freshness of the cheese and the sauce, and the crust toasted to perfection, was on a whole other level. I looked to Lorim, who was also enjoying the complete bliss from the astounding food. I think normal pizza will be ruined for us now. Definitely, but it's so worth it. I continued eating, completely captivated by the pizza, but I snapped out of it when I noticed Lorim gazing out of the window, fixated on something. What are you looking at? Oh, I was just looking at the portal. I was thinking about the underground building attached to it. I know we were there when Reza was, but we barely saw any of it, and being there at all made me really curious about what else could be in there. Actually, there was an investigation done after what happened with Reza. That's when it was found that the portal's broken. Oh, I'm really sorry for bringing it up. Lorim, don't worry about it. Like it said before, I'm fine. I know, but still, I'm sorry. If you're really curious about what's down there, maybe we could go check. Are we allowed to do that? Probably not, but the portal does have some kind of connection to humanity, and as far as I'm aware the investigation's done, so long as we're quick it should be fine. Also, remember I told you about the comet thing a while ago? Yeah. The generator Reza tried to take from there can provide enough power to safely divert it, so we could use the excuse I was looking for some way to reactivate the portal or fix it. Can you actually fix it though? Sadly not. The portal's broken for good, but no one else has to know that. Do you really want to check out what's down there? I got to admit, I am pretty curious too. Alright then, yeah, maybe we could. We can go later then, when there's less people outside that could see us. Good call. We gotta sneak at night. Here we go. I didn't think that pizza would be so filling. What should we do with the rest of it? We could just leave it in the fridge for later. Sure. There we go. It's probably late enough to go to the underground building now. Okay, let's go. Cool. Hopefully no one's going to spot us. Lorim was staring at the sky while we were walking. Is that the comet? Yeah, it is. Are you sure we're going to be fine? I'm confident we will be. With the power from the generator and information from the PDAs, the comet should be safely redirected. Good. It's quite large. That's a problem. I noticed as we got closer to the portal, Lorem had gotten more and more apprehensive, so I tried to help them calm their nerves. Make a joke? I'll protect you. You could hold my hand if you're scared. Let's make a joke. Lorem, why are you so nervous? Oh, you noticed? It's just, well, if we get caught, we're technically trespassing, right? Really? That's what you're worried about? Lorem, for someone to find us trespassing, they'd also have to be down there, right? Right. So, if they're also trespassing, they'll get arrested too, so we'll be fine. But whoever arrested them would also arrest us too. But they're trespassing too, so they'll get arrested before they arrest us. Check and mate. I heard Lorem quietly chuckling, not wanting me to hear them laughing at my stupid joke. You always know what just to say to lighten the mood, huh? We continued walking, the tone slightly lifted from my dumb joke. Here we are. Last time we were here, people died. We made our way into the same corridor we confronted Reza in earlier. I took a look around and saw 4 rooms immediately around us. Okay, what room should we go into? Let's just start from the top. I've got no reason to check anything in particular. Let's just start from the top. Maintenance room. We went into the maintenance room, and straight away, a few things stood out to us. The primary generator that powered the facility and portal, an industrial-looking pump, and the large toolbox. Okay. Generator. There was a very obvious sign next to the generator which says do not bring liquids near. Risk of catastrophic failure. Do you think it would be obvious enough not to bring liquids near anything electrical? Apparently not. So, if we're talking about water, shall we look at the pump? There was a label on the pump saying last scheduled maintenance done on 20... The rest of the label's too faded to read, but judging by the look of the pump, it was definitely a while ago. That's not concerning at all. Okay, toolbox. Unsurprisingly, the toolbox had lots of tools in it. A crowbar, a heavy duty pipe wrench, a claw hammer, some flex tape, and more miscellaneous things. There was also a note of the toolbox which said the following. Someone keeps taking my tools without asking, so I'm keeping some in my quarters. If you want something, you actually have to ask. Otomo. Okay. Shall we go and find Otomo? The lab. We walked into the lab, and there was lots of high-tech machines that I didn't recognise or couldn't understand at first glance. The more obvious things were a security locker, some cardboard boxes piled in the corner, and an indent in the wall with wires coming out of it. Okay, locker. The security locker was very sturdy. It looked like the only way to get in was a keycard scanner. I peeked inside through a small gap and couldn't see much. There were random electrical components, an industrial valve, some storage boxes varying size. Okay, boxes. Reza must have used one of these boxes for the generator. Why are they here though? Me and Lorem searched all the boxes, but they were all empty, or just had useless junk. Okay, what about the dent in the wall? I looked at the indent in the wall, wondering what it could be used for, and then I saw a sign next to it, saying it was where the backup generator was supposed to be. What's it used for? It's where the generator Reza took was. Oh, well, that explains the wires. Okay, let's go back. Meeting room. We stepped into the meeting room, and there wasn't really anything exciting. There was a set of cabinets, a row of lockers, and as expected, a long table with chairs. Okay, table. The table was pretty standard. There were 4 chairs under it, and a stack of papers at the end. Lorem skimmed through the first page with a confused look. I don't understand half the stuff on this, so I don't think there's really a reason for us to look into it. Alright, cabinet. The cabinet didn't have much of anything, just some kind of injector, a few first aid supplies, and some random documents. Okay, lockers. There were 4 lockers in a row. 3 of them were unlocked and had nothing on or in them. The 4th was labelled Otomo and had a sturdy looking fingerprint lock. Why is only one locker being used and by who? Don't know. Let's go back to the corridor. So they've got like special equipment in there, haven't they? Let's check the living quarters. We walked into the living quarters, which was very well furnished. There were normal things to have in a bedroom like a bed, a footlocker, a shelf, a desk and a laptop and so on. If this room was your only point of reference, you probably think it was part of a normal house. Okay, what's on the shelf? The shelf had lots of things on it, mostly folders, documents, and other pieces of paper with numerous things on them. But most obviously a list of presumably a maintenance worker. List of things to fix. High priority. The coupling of the backup generator is loose, so it can easily be taken out. The others are saying it's not an issue, but I know it is. Since when were they the maintenance crew? Medium. The pressure on the eye washing station in Lab A isn't optimal. I disabled the drain and uptake pipe with a pipe wrench for now until I fix it. One of those idiots put a crack in the casing of the primary generator. I put some duct tape on it for now as the risk of flooding or coolant leaking is low enough. Low priority. The maintenance room pump is long overdue for scheduled maintenance. The risk of flooding is low enough and I have more urgent tasks before I can get to it. I should probably have made a note of those things. What's in the footlocker? Was that the footlocker? The footlocker was fairly small and made of solid steel. It had a pretty strong looking padlock on it too. No way we're going to easily open that without a key. And the laptop. I opened the laptop and was greeted by a standard startup screen when suddenly... Wait, the laptop works. Error, unregistered user detected, activating lockdown. Ushio, what's happening? I don't know. We ran out into the corridor we entered from and saw a large blast door closing us out from the entrance. We ran and tried to escape before it closed completely, but we stopped when we heard some extremely concerning noises. Oh. The door started to jam, then suddenly fell with a loud crash, and soon after, the sound of running water. I regained my bearings from the shock and noticed water has started leaking in from the wall next to the door. The impact from the door slamming must have partially ruptured the water pockets. Where's the water coming from? It must be the water pockets surrounding the building. What? There's water pockets in the ground around the underground building? I thought with the two of us it'd be safe though. Wait, if the water touches the primary generator, we'll never get out of here. Lorem, we need to stop the water from touching the generator. It's our only chance of getting out. What is with Lorem and drowning? Okay, what do we do? If the water touches the generator, it could stop working or worse. We need to stop that. How? I turned around and had only then noticed another blast door further down the hall, limiting us to the same 4 rooms around us. I took a second to think of our options. The pump. We need to activate the pump in the maintenance room. Let's go. This minigame works on a held item inventory system. You can only hold one item at a time. If you pick up a new item while already holding one, the old item will return to the original position you found it, and the new one will become your new held item. Certain items don't take up the held item slot, and are kept once gotten. You just need to use them in the right place. Some items are needed to win the minigame, and some provide other useful benefits. When a held item is used, it will not reappear in its original position unless the minigame is reset. Good luck! Oh god. Actions remaining 25, current item nothing. What do we do? Oh no! Okay, we're just going to do this. I do have a guide, but I'm not going to use it on this first run through. If I mess up, I might have to resort to the guide, but for now I'm just going to make stuff up. So, didn't the maintenance room have a toolbox? Toolbox. I looked through the toolbox and found some things that could be useful. There's also a note. Let's take... Oh god. What do we take? The pipe wrench? If we're flooding, we're going to need a pipe wrench, right? But also, there's locks, so we could use like a claw hammer or a crowbar to break open a couple of things. Let's go pipe wrench for now. I'll grab that. Let's look at the pump. There are multiple different things to interact with on the face of the pump. Oh god. Turn it clockwise, turn it counterclockwise, press the on-off button, change the output location, move away from the pump. Can we change the output location? Is it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey? So let's turn it clockwise. I tried to turn the valve, but no matter how much effort I put behind it, it wouldn't budge. Okay, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Alright, I'm trying to loosen it, I think. Okay, so counterclockwise. It took a lot of force as it was stuck from the amount of rust on it, but eventually did give way though. Oh, a crash, maybe a bit too much. The valve was snapped off the pump completely, and part of it had bent, so the valve was just scrap metal now. What are we supposed to do now? Calm down. I'm sure we can fix it. I looked closer at the pump where the valve had come off, and there seemed to be an indent in the pipe similar to the top of a flathead screw. Maybe that's where a new valve could slot in, or something else could be used as leverage to turn it. There are multiple different things to interact with. Okay, can we turn it off? And a previously flashing light turned off. There are multiple different things to interact with. Okay, can we change the output location? There's a group of buttons that seem to change the output of the pump, with what I assumed was some kind of coordinates or location numbered next to them. What do these mean? Send it away to 3101. I have no clue what that did, or if it actually helped or not. There were multiple different things to do. Okay, let's go. Let's grab the toolbox. And I'm gonna grab the crowbar. That's it. Go back to the corridor. If I go to the living quarters? Can I bust open the footlocker? The footlocker was fairly small, made of solid steel, and had a tough looking padlock. I tried to use a crowbar to force open the footlocker, but it was too small to get some proper leverage on it. Even if I could, it's made of solid steel. No, gotta find the key. That didn't work. Go back. So was it in the meeting room where the lockers were? Search the lockers. The only locker was labelled Otomo, and it had a sturdy looking fingerprint lock on it. I jammed the crowbar into the top corner of the locker and began to force it open. It was working for the most part, and the locker door was beginning to bend. Then suddenly, the crowbar slipped. Uh-oh. The locker door was bent, but so was the crowbar. Does that work? Does that happen? Damn, that crowbar must have been older than it looked. It's useless like this now. At least it held out long enough to open the locker. Fair point. I looked through the now open gap in the locker, and there was a horizontal pole with what looked like a uniform and some kind of cloak hung up on it. Ironically, there was also a key on a small shelf at the top of the locker. I took it and put it into one of my pockets, grateful that I might not need to use brute force to open another lock. Okay, we got ourselves a key. Let's go somewhere else and go back to the living quarters. Footlocker. That's it. Using the key I got earlier, I unlocked from the footlocker. Inside it were some personal items and some tools. Out of all the tools, only the screwdriver seemed useful. I got the screwdriver, that's all cool. Back to the corridor. Back into the maintenance room, back to the pump. I tried to use the screwdriver to turn the slot for the valve, but it didn't give enough leverage. Then I noticed some threads around the slot. Something definitely needs to be screwed in here, so I'll leave the screwdriver here for now. Now what do I need to do? Oh god. Anything else in the toolbox? Tape? Or a hammer? I'll take the tape. I've got no idea. Go. Go to the lab. Oh, the security locker here. Move the boxes out of the way. We moved the boxes out of the way and spotted an eye washing station behind them. Is that good? I tried to see if the eye washing station was working, but it wasn't. It's not like we needed more water now anyway. But when I looked lower, I saw the drain beneath it, yet it wasn't draining any of the water flooding the room. If we can get that drain working, it won't be enough to stop the water completely, but it might be better than nothing. How do I fix that? Security locker. It was very sturdy. It looked like the only way to get in was with the keycard scanner. No good. Oh god. We're not doing well at all. So what was in the... I've got tape on me. It doesn't seem very useful. Search the shelf. There's multiple things to check on the shelf. Wow, all of this. Blueprint. There was a blueprint of the underground building on one of the shelves. At first I was expecting to learn something useful, but I was sorely disappointed. It either showed the stuff we already knew, like the 4 rooms connected to the corridor, or something that we couldn't access, like an exit ladder behind the second blast door. Okay. Search the shelf again. The folders? There was an entire shelf dedicated just to folders, just from skimming the labels on them. I doubted they could help us. No good. We're going to die. Maintenance list. No. Yes? No. I don't know. Move away. Let's... Can we do something with the laptop? I opened the laptop and was greeted with the following options. Deactivate lockdown, please. Error. Cannot deactivate lockdown. Water detected in compartment A. Contact maintenance for immediate assistance. Okay, enter a search term. Search terms limited. Lowercase input only. Type help for help. Help. Lockdown mode search terms include manual, SOS, emergency, copy, paste, undo, delete, cut, power, generator, status. Okay. So, enter search term. Was it manual? Was it? I'll type that in. Welcome to User E-Manual. Please select a category. Introduction, Lockdown, Emergencies. Should we just read it all? User E-Manual is to provide information to users and crew when requested. Information available includes lockdown procedure, emergency situations and more. For more information or accessibility, contact a maintenance crew member or administrator. Okay. Lockdown. In an emergency situation, a lockdown order can be given manually, or in certain circumstances trigger automatically. Automatic triggers include flood, fire, severe structural damage, unregistered users and more. Lockdown triggers can be added, removed or modified by qualified maintenance crew and administrators. Lockdowns can be disabled after an active emergency has been resolved. Okay, emergencies. In the case of an emergency, an automatic lockdown will engage. See lockdown for more information. Necessary equipment, machinery and tools can be found per compartment to resolve an emergency. If not, contact a maintenance crew member. I think we're dead. I was suddenly overwhelmed with a sense of dread. Oh, explosion. That did not work out. Well, that didn't go so well, huh? Don't worry, there's no shame in trying again. I won't tell anyone. So yeah, this is the mod creator. You killed us. At least you're not going in completely blind this time. Good luck. Yeah, we gotta try this again, but we're gonna do this in the next episode, and hopefully we'll survive. This is Osho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.